Welcome to the Mixdown Lounge podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We are here at the Greenhouse Tea Room. I am Luke, aka Lukey Antonio. Who are you?
I am Carafe. Very excited. I love tea. Who's our guest here?
Sarah Downing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the operations
extraordinary.
director here at the Greenhouse Tea Room.
So I love like the whole ambiance of this room. So there's 3 rooms here. There's the Magnolia room, the room we're in is the Green room, and then there's the Empire room. We're gonna go through all those rooms, get a good look at them. Tell us a little bit about this room.
This room, this
The Green
is
room.
where the magic all started. Actually, this is the Green room, the Green room. This whole room started. Actually, my boss, who the gentleman who owns this building, it was a stately mansion that was built back in the early 20th century by a gentleman named Charles Green, who was a business owner here in Bethlehem.
So this room is kind of like an homage to Charles Green.
It is in a lot of ways because, you know, when Rick, who is the gentleman who owns this and started this whole scheme and this whole idea, so these houses had been turned into, in the mid-century, like 1960s, 50s, they had been turned into multi-family units, so apartments basically. So they took these houses, these beautiful stately homes, and they put up walls because as the population was expanding and growing in Bethlehem, especially in the south side of Bethlehem, you know, they needed more space. Well, there was no more land, so of course they took these homes that, you know, by the 1950s, these were the people that were dying. They were born in the, late 1800s, so, you know, they were all started out. Charles Green passed away in 1959, so basically, you know, his family moved to California and they sold off the home and
Yeah.
it got turned into a multifamily unit. And so they took this house and they just broke it up into little sections.
It's kind of crazy to think that like these were at one point owned
This
by...
was basically like it was kind of like a studio apartment that was split with the kitchen off to the side. So, you know, there was like a bathroom over there and then there was an apartment on the other side of this first main floor. And what Rick's been doing is, you know, he comes in and he'll purchase these multifamily units, and then as the current tenants move out, he goes in and he restores them as close as he can, and then does modern upgrades, like, you know, into the kitchen.
It's actually really cool how he keeps like a lot of like the original integrity of how it was originally.
He does, absolutely. He absolutely just tried to preserve the integrity.
There's actually a
and
closet
natural
right
beauty of
there.
these homes.
Yeah. Tell him about the closet with the little step.
Oh my gosh, the service stairs. So
Yes.
in a lot of these older homes, anything early 20th century and before, these homes had service stairs. So service stairs are a way, and if you've ever been to like Newport, Rhode Island or anywhere like that, where like the Breakers and the Vanderbilt homes and stuff are, you've had tours of the service corridors. So it was a way for their service staff, maids, butlers, etc., to be able to move through the home somewhat unseen. So like,
So crazy. Imagine like having so much money that like your servants can't even be seen where you're walking.
yeah, it's just like, it's almost like not necessarily hidden doorways in a lot of the old, like the massive mansions like that you do see in Rhode Island or like at the Biltmore home in Asheville, North Carolina. I mean, this is...
What's the one
stupid.
vampire show? The one that we love.
Oh, there's a few. You're talking about the one on True Blood?
No, the other one where they're like...
Vampire Diaries?
No, where they're funny. Where
Originals?
they're from Long Island.
Oh my god.
Because you said Long Island.
Oh my gosh. What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. Like that
yeah,
mansion.
it was a movie. It was a
Yeah.
movie, and then it was, they recently turned it into a television
well, a
show.
pilot first and then it went
Oh
off.
my gosh, I love that show.
Me too. And that house is like this, like massive.
Yeah, it's.
And they have like
state
secret
home.
like servants' quarters and things.
Yes,
like
yes. So
it's not a set; it's actually real.
Oh,
Well, it was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. So
I mean, what they put in there is a
Imagine
set.
to find out that you had like a whole house mansion for your staff, and it turned into like a movie set,
Yeah.
like a show.
I mean, the stuff they put in there was a part of the set, but the general house and the layout and all that is legit.
Can we tour it?
Yeah, it's in Long Island. I don't think it's that
Sounds
far.
like a road trip to
You
me.
can tour it.
Sounds like
you
a
can.
road trip. We'll add it to the itinerary on
Yeah.
the next trip to New York.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the difference between like afternoon tea and high tea.
All right.
So this place is afternoon tea.
Correct.
So
Full service afternoon tea.
full service afternoon tea.
Right.
A couple of things that afternoon tea has is a tea selection. Most afternoon tea spots will have anywhere between 3 and 8 tea selections for you to pick from. High tea does also have tea, but it's either 1 or 2. It's very small and it's more of a substantial meal. So there's meat, potatoes, vegetables, meat pies, things like that. It's more savory than sweet.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's, I think,
What the difference between high tea and afternoon
yeah.
tea?
What do you think it is?
It's not about what I think it is.
I'm kidding.
No, you're right. You're correct. So the reason, do you know why they called it high tea?
It has to do with the tables, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah, it
yeah.
was like counter service, basically. You know, this was that were coming in that could grab, tea and something quick to eat, like such as a Scotch egg. Or a sandwich, and be able to
Something
take it.
light.
They could either or soups or stews or shepherd's pie, whatever. Do it quick, in and out.
Do you like shepherd's pie? I
like
don't.
How can
You know why?
not
I'll tell
like
you
shepherd's
why.
pie?
Because I don't like mashed potatoes.
No, that's not normal.
Get out of here.
That's not normal.
How can you not like mashed potatoes?
I don't know. I'm weird. I like the meat. Like if I'll eat, like I'll like scrape the meat
You'll,
off
like,
the top and the cheese.
Like
Yes.
slide the top layer off.
Yeah, and I'll like eat that. But,
Nice.
Yeah.
Shepherd's pie
I
is
don't know.
amazing.
It's all the good stuff. You don't like any mashed potatoes?
I mean, maybe I would try yours
Wait,
and
if
maybe
they
I'll
were
like it.
chunkier and not
Maybe,
so
yeah.
plain?
I think also I don't like mayo. Or like, so like some people make like the mashed potatoes
Did
with
you
the
know
mayo.
this about him?
No. I knew that he didn't like mayo. That's a common
It was a texture thing.
Yeah.
It's a-
And I think I just don't like mayo. So anything with mayo
He
like
likes
throws me
oil
off.
and eggs separately, but when you put them together, it's like there's
Yes,
a limit.
I like oil
And that's the
a
limit.
lot, and I like eggs a lot. But you put them together, and it's just like, no.
And that's where
Two
you
thumbs
draw the
down.
line.
Yeah.
Got
Boo.
it.
Yeah. Rotten tomatoes.
That's good information to have about you.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you.
I want to go over the tea lists we have here because
Okay.
there's a lot of good stuff. Please.
There's a lot of great stuff. So we have this amazing purveyor that Rick's partner put in place for us, Fieldstone Tea. Her name's Christine. She's been absolutely amazing, educating not just the guys but myself as well about what quality means when it comes to tea. Do you remember the lady that used to come in to Vivo?
Which
that,
one?
That was the producer for, she like did those ID channel shows
that you sit
where
at
it
the
was,
bar?
like, unsolved like crimes and stuff. Yeah, she would come in. God, I can't remember her name. I want to say her name was Stephanie, but she was a producer for that show. On, I want to say it was ID channel.
So you're trying to do that?
No, I want to be one of the actors that does a reenactment.
Yes.
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 But you
Would
can't
you not
like.
want to do that?
Yeah, but you can't like act too good because like that's what makes those little
No,
cutscenes.
no,
good.
it's gonna be terrible.
It has to
It
be
has
like
to be terrible.
it has to be believable enough that like
What's
it's like
going on?
yeah you get the
Remember, I'd be
theme.
like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Like when she would come in and I would be like trying to put her up so bad so could she notice me? Because I don't want to do anything big.
No.
I just want to be in a reenactment. Like I'll do Civil War reenactment. I'll do drunk history reenactment. I'll do whatever reenactment actor. That's all I
A
want.
murder victim.
I'll be a murder victim, sure.
Will you be the murderer?
You just have to hold your breath.
I'll be the murderer or the murderee.
And they have the shot where it's like close up and it's just like that.
Yeah,
And the other person just
it's just like like big flashes.
And then just like red liquid flying
Yes.
everywhere. Yes. Like that. Speaking of red liquid, the Long Island strawberry.
That's what we
looks-
have here that you guys
Can I have
chose
some of
to
that?
try. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, ladies first.
So me first.
No.
I got service right there. Luke would have been poured himself first.
Oh, yes.
Jerked it out of my hand. It's very hot. So this is the Long Island strawberry. It's a green tea. Absolutely, it's very hot. I caution.
That's nice.
Yes.
Was it not that hot or is it so hot that
No,
There's
it's
some
not.
sugar here if you'd like. I don't recommend cream for a green tea. It's actually, these are Demerara sugar cubes, which you have to put your fingers on to grab. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I do. You just stick your mitts right in there.
Just go right in.
Oh, wait, it's so
No.
with the
I put this down to grab it.
You can just get it. Just get it. It's just us. There you go. One number 2.
I'll get mine after I try it and see how I feel about it.
It's very good.
So it is Demerara, so it takes a little bit, but you know, you should always, instead of going
Forward and back.
and it's certain, always 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
12 to 6.
12 to 6, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, not 3 to 9.
No.
If you're confused where 12 to 6 is, I'll put a clock on the screen and we'll give you a demonstration.
Yes, if you're not familiar with analog, that means top to bottom. And you know, I like Earl Grey. I love Earl Grey. It's a bergamot, but this Long Island strawberry is nice. It's really light. It's not as green tea. I always had at like sushi restaurants. I think a lot of us did. You know, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes it just tastes like seaweed or like.
Yeah, it's like hit or miss.
It's green tea, for lack of a better description, can be very fishy at times.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what gives it that
That,
fishiness,
yeah.
but usually it has something to do with either
The fish in it?
quality of the tea, or not the fish, or it was improper sieving times. But usually it has to do with like a cheaper quality tea.
You know what I hate? I hate when you're eating like fish and then somebody's like, I don't like it, it's too fishy. Well,
Then don't eat fish.
it's fish.
Some
Like,
things are more fishy, like yellowtail is a little more fishy.
yeah, but like if you're like eating fish, like you want it to taste like fish.
I don't want it to taste like low tide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
low
mean, I
tide's
guess.
a little funny.
Yeah.
Like, I want it, like, smelling like seafood and smelling like rotten fish are different things. I think that's
Yeah.
what people usually mean. It smells kind of like decaying crab on the beach.
When you put it like that, it makes more sense. But when you just say, I don't want my fish to taste fishy.
I don't want my
then,
fish, I don't want my
That's
meat
like-
to taste like rotten meat. Or I don't want my fish to taste like rotten
I think
fish.
it's supposed to be more of like a negative context of like fishy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because like
Yeah.
fish is
Like
good.
something
Like I want my
that-
fish to taste like fish.
But if you think of like the analogy, something's fishy, like it's not necessarily a good thing.
Right.
Got you with that one. Ate you up with that one.
Anyways.
So I have a question about like etiquette when it comes to like tea rooms and everything, because you mentioned that you put the spoon on the top. Is there like specific things that you learned from like just looking into this business as a whole, like etiquette wise, or just you were like, oh,
Growing up in the South, we have quite a few tea rooms in many of the towns. In my town, we did have quite a few tea rooms, and it was such a, it wasn't necessarily like something you did just for special occasions. Like a lot of times it was, part of a social event of a group that you were involved with. But I went to afternoon tea quite a few times growing up. But I think I went more so when I got to high school, and also went to etiquette classes and such. And etiquette's changed so much over the years, and what's acceptable and what's not, as far as behavior and manners at not just the dinner table but in general. Like
Now, when it comes to like afternoon tea, it's more about the etiquette, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, because this is, this is something that you're doing before a formal dinner or before a family dinner or anything like that. It is kind of like it's a pre-event or a pre-welcoming before
Yeah.
the main event. So usually, like over in the UK or even in Europe, mainland Europe, a lot of times they're not eating dinner until 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
Same.
so afternoon tea is somewhere between 2 and 5 p.m. and it lasts usually around 2 hours. It includes like small hors d'oeuvres. Sometimes they include like heavier hors d'oeuvres like salads or larger sandwiches or even warmer hors d'oeuvres. But usually it's a selection of pastries, cakes, patisserie, different things like that, along with, and it always has little small tea sandwiches. And there's an array of tea sandwiches, but there's a couple that are pretty basic.
Yeah.
Such as like the smoked salmon with the cream cheese. That was something that was very common because, going back to fish again, it's something that, people didn't have access to refrigeration, or there was no refrigeration even prior to that.
God, are you there?
This place it gets weird after 6 o'clock. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah.
Now, I'm just having like trouble envisioning what like this tower even like looks like. I don't.
Are you?
Yeah. Like I would
Say
love
no more.
to see one. That
I
would just
have
be
one
so
here.
crazy.
What are the chances? She had one ready.
It's like a talk show. Okay. But just real quick on the teas, like all of our teas are, of the highest possible quality that someone can get here.
I want to ask
These-
about the two luxury teas because
Oh.
all these are. This is not even one of the luxury teas on the list, but it's really good.
No, this one's fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's very mild, and
It has a great aftertaste too.
it does, it really does. It doesn't have that weird, bitter, rusty flavor.
It's gentle. Like as soon as you sip it, it's like not.
It's like a strawberry kiss.
This was really nice with our honey. We have honey that we serve with these as well. Little honey sticks, which yeah, it's pretty fun. It's not messy like the honey spoons are. So. Cream Earl Grey is my favorite. Bourbon Street Ruibos is awesome. That has probably been one of my favorites from the beginning. And I've literally stomped my feet and pitched a fit for it until we got it. Because it's
a must.
It is. It's naturally decaffeinated. Like Ruibos tea it's an herbal tea. It's
Now,
not
is that the
caffeinated.
only decaf tea?
It is the only decaf tea that we serve here.
Okay.
And it's absolutely lovely. And by fruity sweet, you need to understand that doesn't mean that it's being artificially sweetened. That just means that's what those notes are. That's
Right.
what that flavor profile.
Yeah, like when you're seeing like
consists of.
vanilla, when you're seeing strawberry, that's kind of the fruit. Sweet.
Correct.
Right.
You're getting hints of that. It's part of that whole flavor profile.
Yeah.
Because
it is very mild. Like I added 2 cubes in, like that's good for me. But it's mild, like
Right.
it's not like
It
super
is.
sweet.
It's packed with caffeine, boy. And like when people come in here, the people that have already been into as guests to visit with us, especially when we did our family and friends, they were ravenous with the tea.
Yeah,
Right in the beginning, I was like, I bet no one slept that night because they were after it.
Steaming.
Oh my gosh, I bet they had 5 cups of tea apiece. Like, tea in general has more caffeine than coffee does.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
I love tea.
Ruibos is a nice little break right there in the middle. And then, of course, the Choco Mint is just, it's not overpowering and it doesn't have that weird artificial mint flavor. Like a lot of mint.
Spicy. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Where it tastes like some weird cheap candy. It's not like that at all. It's just the aromatics on it are fantastic. As far as the luxury tea goes. So luxury tea, I kind of put it in that category when I was designing these menus because I wanted to draw the attention to it that these are specialties. These are fine teas. They are very rare teas. There are limited quantity of these teas in general in the world, and they are substantially more expensive. Oolong tea and white tea are phenomenal. The Royal Empress is great. Forest Rainbow, I don't know how we're going to keep it because it's not something that you can buy off the shelf in the store by any means. And you can't just, you have to be a retailer like to even access these from our girl. And like when I say they drive to the port and get it in like New Jersey or New York, they literally drive to the port. They pick
at
it
midnight
up
in black sweatpants. In black sweatpants at midnight with like I see.
And they're like just sketchy people now.
Pushing barrels.
Rolling the barrels off into the ocean. No, it's not like that at all. It's actually just it's so phenomenal. And if you think that this is delicate and lovely, like those are just something. It's just taking that experience of enjoying and consuming the tea to another level.
Now, walk us through each of these tiers. What am I looking at? I mean, the only thing I recognize here is the fruit.
That's a lie. So, we'll start from the top. So, with certain afternoon teas, some people like to plate their tiers based off of like a course type of theme. So like it would be first course, second course, third course, or the other way around. So at the top here, we don't really do that. It really just depends on what we're serving. Sandwiches will almost always be placed here at the bottom. Just because of the sheer size of the tea sandwiches.
You don't want them hanging off.
Correct.
Yeah.
So at the top, we have scones. This is staple for afternoon tea, absolutely. They'll be rotating seasonally. Sometimes they'll be plain. Sometimes they'll have fruit already in them. And then, of course, we have the macarons. Those are actually made by our pastry chef, who is Rick's youngest daughter, Ava.
Love her.
She's fantastic. She is a junior in high school.
Wow.
She's amazing. She does...
They look professional.
They
macarons
are professional.
They're one of the hardest things to bake.
Nobody wants to touch them.
No.
Like, I'm telling you, they're
to get that like consistency, that like sponginess and airiness.
I've seen her struggle with some of them. Some of them, it's like the humidity has to be correct. It's not just about the ingredients with those. It's all about the moisture, the consistency, the technique. They're kind of hard to master, but once somebody does master them,
they got it.
That's their bitch.
That's it.
It's gotta be.
You either can or you can't. There's no in between.
She does quite a few different, like, pretty amazing flavors. She's pretty amazing overall. Like, she's really into it too. So, which is exciting when you find a young person that's so into. Like, she's all over it. These are the vanilla bean ones that she does. They're probably my favorite so far. All of them are amazing. But that one's fantastic. Moving down to the second tier. So this is probably my favorite section as far as sweeties go. We have some house-made. We actually have this lovely lady, Linda, that does the cheesecakes. They are phenomenal.
That's a cheesecake.
Those are
my
mini
God.
cheesecakes. So this one's a strawberry and the other one is a lemon blueberry.
Wow.
They're unbelievable. And I love cheesecake.
I thought that was a cupcake.
I know you don't remember, but when we were coming back from New York that time, we
No.
stopped.
No. I'm glad you know me so well.
I do.
No, I don't.
No, but I know you don't remember this, but we made a special stop at a restaurant on the way back from New York. I've always thought they've had the best cheesecakes. Well, I'm not saying I'm willing to completely retract my statement, but these cheesecakes are pretty damn close. Yeah. They are unbelievable. They're so good.
I'm sorry, I can't compare. I don't remember. I don't remember.
And then Rick's other daughter, his oldest daughter, Brooke, she makes this. This was actually not something that we thought we would put on the menu originally, was the shortbread. It's an almond shortbread. She brought it for, I think, the friends and family event that we were doing before we opened, or maybe even a couple of days before that, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, I want these on here. I want these on here, like,
Somewhere,
again,
anywhere.
stop my foot. You know, he's like, no, these have to be on here. And he's like, I don't know if we can fit them. I don't know if we can.
You said, let me at it, I'll find it.
I was like, to bring her over and tell her to teach me how to make it because we gotta have these on here. They're phenomenal.
Yeah, they look great.
They're so great. They're so light. They're just, the texture's perfect. They're absolutely gorgeous. And then our executive chef and caterer, Jenny Bertram, she does the scones, of course, that I mentioned at the top. And then she also does these unbelievable, and I'm not a chocolate person, chocolate torts.
Ooh.
Those chocolate torts
Ugh.
melt in your mouth like a Hershey Kiss did in 1955. Like, I don't know, because the Hershey Kisses today just aren't quite the same.
Yeah, different
The
recipe.
Hershey Kisses half a century ago,
We're different.
totally different. Totally different. And I would remember because I'm that
You
old.
were, yeah.
No. But she does those, and then she also does these amazing little savory bites. It's a honey goat cheese stuffed date. They are so good. And it's like a really nice beat in between the sweets and the savories. And everything complements the different teas in a different way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's really interesting to see how the Earl Grey goes with a vanilla macaron versus the strawberry.
Yeah.
The Long Island strawberry with a macaron. It just completely changes the dynamic of not just the tea, but whatever you're tasting.
I think something always nice to see with the towers is like the color variety too.
Oh, yeah.
It's always
I'm
nice.
really big on presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
do-
you need that, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, absolutely. We do. We do chocolate covered strawberries as well, which I actually didn't add on here today
okay.
because they tend to sweat and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if anybody was going to eat them, but
Yeah.
we do those fresh every day when we
Yeah.
come in.
Very nice.
And those are really lovely. Now for the sandwiches, the little Sammies at the bottom. So we tried to go with some stuff that was very traditional, especially just being new and just opening.
Familiarity.
Yeah, correct. Like staples that people would expect to see on a 3-tier serving dish at afternoon tea, had they ever been.
Right.
But even if they had looked online, they would still, these are
What you
very
would see.
much things that are staples. However, we just took it up a notch. So we do have the cucumber and saffron and herb infused cream cheese. Little, yes. Those are, I love those. I can eat.
Yeah.
Those
all
are the
of
little
them.
round guys right there. And then we have an amazing Waldorf chicken salad sandwich instead of just, I mean, you might do chicken salad. And look, putting stuff in chicken salad is not
Yeah.
normally my cup of tea, but this Waldorf chicken salad is pretty amazing. And it's very fine. It's not like thick and falls apart. It's so delicate and lovely. And we actually put that on a sliced brioche.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then we do a curried egg salad on honey wheat, which, stay with me, somehow works.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how curry and the honey wheat, but because curry is such like an umami spice,
Yeah.
somehow that
Very
honey
strong
wheat,
and present.
that honey wheat just pushes it forward and mellows it out at the same time. I'm not sure how it works, but we tried it on every kind of bread you could possibly imagine, and that was
Food science, now you know.
food science.
Anyone wants to try this out?
Yes, I'm definitely not a food science major by any means. And then, of course, we have a very traditional smoked salmon with an herb de Provence cream cheese on a soft seedless rye.
What kind of cream cheese? An herb
Herb de Provence.
de Provence.
Yes.
How's that?
Those are the herbs of the region.
Oh.
Provence. No, it's a lot of herbs like marjoram, thyme, oregano. There's a little bit of lavender in there sometimes.
Ooh.
It's an herb blend that you see in that region in France. Yeah. It's used on a lot of meats, and it's typically used on like meats, red meats, and chicken. But it works really well in cream cheese, especially over smoked salmon. It really pushes those herbal flavors. It's very herbaceous.
Herbalicious. Yes.
Now, let me know if I'm just dumb and don't know anything about have proper etiquette, but is there a specific way you're supposed to eat it? Like start at the bottom tier?
You can eat it however you like, honestly. Okay. It's different for everyone. You can jump all over the place, you know? Yes, it is afternoon tea, and yes, we can keep your elbows off the table sort of thing.
Right.
I know, you're like, yeah. Keep your elbow, you know, like proper etiquette, like, you know, not like slopping your food around. However, start wherever you want. You know, I mean, it's snackies before dinner. That's all it is. Yeah. So start wherever you like. I kind of like to start sometimes with the sweet stuff. Sometimes it depends on what I'm having for tea, but you know, that's the one area where there are no rules really anymore. I don't have to start wherever
you can't tell me what to do.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I want to try this one,
a lot
actually.
of people like to start with the savories and move to the sweet. Some people like to start with the sweet and move back to the savories because they're going to have dinner and then move back again and come full circle to the sweets.
Is it good?
I like to use the cucumber as a palate cleanser in between other things because cucumber is a really nice palate cleanser.
I'll start with that and finish
with it. That's on butter bread, yeah.
That's a nice way to start and finish.
Yes, yeah, and it's really nice, like, if you want to have, like, a savory and then cleanse the palate and then move up to the top and then cleanse the palate again and then...
I like how it's, like, a nice variety of, like, things we expect to see with a mix of, like, original, you know...
Yeah, like...
Things that you don't usually see.
It's not
I feel like you need that. Like, you don't want to be, like, every...
cookies and biscuits. It's... You know, and sometimes the scones are savory, sometimes they're sweet. It really just depends. And then, of course, you have to have clotted cream. Yes. I like the apricot. I like apricot preserves and jam. Some people prefer something that's more of a heavy berry. But all clotted cream is, if I have to describe it, is like it's like a heavily whipped butter.
Oh. That one's lingering, and
it's so good. It's so good.
I'm like, that made me so happy.
Yeah. All right, clotted cream.
Clotted cream. It's like it's a medium thick.
No.
I like to do it with a little bit of clotted cream and a little bit of jam.
Now, I've never had clotted cream.
It's whipped butter. Whipped unsalted butter. That's all.
I've known what it is for a long time. Never had it. So this is me losing my clotted cream virginity. On camera. It's like a light whipped butter. I love that.
That's exactly as I described.
It's kind of like what you said. That's so weird.
It's kind of like what I said. It's exactly what I said.
Take this other one. See, this is why I let her do it first, because he'll keep it on the side for the entire time.
Wait, but it's really good. I'm just going to spread it all over and then you can have it.
And like I said, like, it's like some people are like, clotted cream, ew.
No.
That's an absolute staple at afternoon tea. You have to have it. It's no different than having a basket of bread with butter.
Mm-hmm. For this like specific type of like.
To be fair, the name does sound a little off-putting.
It is.
It is.
It is unfortunate. I did not name it.
And if you did, it wouldn't be that.
No.
I would go with whipped butter.
If I was to go back in time as a
what would you name it? What would you name clotted cream if you could change the name?
I would go back to that moment where they were naming clotted cream, and I would change it.
You'd say, hell no, stop. Cut the cameras.
We're going to do something better.
I really love how I've just had two things so far, but they're both very gentle.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like the flavors, and nothing on here, I feel like I'm being attacked by the flavors, but it's just enough that you can like taste everything.
Where it will complement whatever tea you're having. And everything that we have on these tiers was carefully selected so that it would complement everything on our tea menu in some way, shape, or form.
I'm obsessed with this.
I know. Now you're gonna be going to the store and be like, "Show me to the clotted cream."
Where's the clotted cream, please?
So I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm gonna have to go back to making
These
it.
look great.
Those torts are unbelievable, and we tried a lot of different torts.
Oh my god.
I know. I told you.
Melts in your mouth. Really good chocolate.
Most torts are so thick and they're gummy, or
No.
they just kind of like linger in there, and you can't really like break them down. And these guys are just absolutely fantastic. They absolutely melt.
I'm trying to keep up with Luke. He's like so so excited about everything.
I know, right? And we tasted quite a few
Yeah.
torts in the area.
Right?
We tasted many.
I think it's something with the texture that's like it
is,
sets it apart.
It's just on point. They're, and like I said, I'm not a chocolate person, but they're absolutely fantastic.
Now that description had me like questioning because I'm like, that's so specific. But I do understand now. Like, it really.
They
like,
do, you know, like when you would put an old school Hershey Kiss in your mouth. I'm not talking about the Hershey Kisses because we all know.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
know.
20 years, if
I
you're
know.
at least 15,
I
20
don't
years old, you know. If you had one of the old school Hershey Kisses, you put it in your mouth, and you just hold it in there for a minute, and they just start to break down. Like, I don't really know how else to describe it.
It's kind of like what they did to Coke.
Because when like they first brought them over,
Yeah. Actually, not a joke.
Yes, I'm aware. But yeah, those, and then the honey goat cheese dates.
I think we need to try one of the honey goat cheese dates.
Now that's the most like out of like.
Yeah, that really
my
is.
scope of like food knowledge.
Really?
Is, like, the most.
Have you ever had a date?
I love dates.
Okay.
Those are my favorite.
And have you had goat cheese?
Now that's very. I have had goat cheese.
It's a
but,
little
like,
fetish.
Yes.
Fetish. It's a fetish cheese.
It kind of like I'm gonna guess. I don't know. It's mixing like the sweetness with the savory in a bite.
Correct.
Oh, I ate that.
So
Now let's eat that.
it reminds me
You're
of.
gonna get a little more sweet from it because you got the honey, you have the date, but then the goat cheese just kind of smooths it out.
Yeah, I see. I get it. You're right. It does like.
It's not like a blue cheese. You have to think of it like that. It's not like a blue cheese. It's not, a stinky cheese.
It just mellows it out.
It does.
It's so good.
Because one of my favorite.
Crazy. That was a wild bite.
I know, and it's really nice with that rooibos. That I was
What kind of witchcraft they got going on here?
I'm just so shocked about how everything is not aggressive flavored. Like you
I
pick
know.
the goat cheese.
It's so
on a
weird.
date and
Yeah.
It's
known
just
to
the
have
right
a
amount.
Strong sweet.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like goat cheese is known to have like a very strong, like it's very cheese is like.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
they just like.
It's-
mellow
yeah.
each other out.
Goat cheese on its own it can be a little abrasive in
Yeah.
certain dishes. I like goat cheese. I like it in my scrambled eggs. I like it anywhere. But when you put the honey in it, and you whip it, and then you add it into the date. And I'll tell you what, if you take that right there and you wrap a piece of bacon around it and you bake them in the oven. Well, I usually
Crack.
put gorgonzola inside of it and then wrap it, but it works with the goat cheese also. It's called a devil on horseback. It is
Devil on a horse's back?
a devil on horseback.
Devil on horseback.
Devil
on
on
horseback. What the hell?
We're gonna have to take that.
Okay.
Oh, you have to
So-
make a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You're not
At
making
least
you.
at least 60.
Yeah, fill a sheet pan. Like, that's all you have to do.
Now,
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna
cheese.
try my favorite bite. I think is gonna be the smoked salmon.
Now you see, the only fish I eat are salmon,
And that's a
I think
smoked
it's
salmon, and
Mhm.
it's a really nice smoked salmon, so it's not too forward on the nose.
But what is the cream cheese in there? What is that?
So that's the herb de Provence
Oh.
cream cheese with minced fresh shallots.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that Rick likes the most.
I feel
He
one
really
with like
enjoys
the
that.
earth when I like eat this. Like
You
I
are
taste,
one with the earth.
I
when you
taste
have
all the
that.
earth.
It's like
I
you're-
taste like
It's like you're in the earth and the ocean because of salmon.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to steal like these. Like I'm gonna be like, hey, that one that we had. Can I like?
Yeah, just get an entire plate.
Just those. And that smoked
And
salmon
that's
is
one
so
of the
good.
things that's another thing that we've actually been talking about recently is because we have that beautiful wraparound porch on the front.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be adding tables pretty soon and offering just for the outside seating, possibly a lunch or a 3-course luncheon. Like
That'd be
it would be a
nice.
prefix menu that they would have slight choices from. So there would be a larger version of, say, the smoked salmon sandwich, and either a soup or a salad, and then maybe a small dessert, and then you get to choose. You know, like you'll have a couple of options in each course, and of course tea.
Wow.
Right? Could you imagine sitting out on the porch
That
of
would
this
be-
stately
yeah.
home in
Having
the hills
this?
of Southside Bethlehem?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful block too. It's a beautiful corner.
Now,
Before you get to that, because I was chewing, I wanted to add, show it on the video, but the outside is like a beautiful like street corner, and it's like rounded. The windows is like rounded. The architecture of it's the type of home that like you see, the type of place like establishment that you see, and you're like, what's in there?
Correct.
It's so like you don't see it anymore because everything is just like very like sharp buildings and everything is
Or
like,
it's been turned into multifamily units, and it's
Exactly.
just it.
That's a lot of what
deteriorated
in this
over the
area
years.
is.
Yeah, that's, and you know, he and Jim both have really fallen in love with this area of Bethlehem. And,
yeah.
you know, if you really saw just in the Lehigh Valley in general, like I know a lot of the downtown areas sometimes have just kind of just fallen into
Changed.
disrepair and stuff, but if you stop and you look at the roof lines and you look at the architecture and the different type of windowsills and the different doorways and all of those tiny little details that these craftsmen, these were people that were skilled craftsmen that built these homes, like,
And it's an art. Like, there's an art to it, you know?
and you don't see that really anymore. Like these roofs, like the roof on this house is made, Rick was just talking to me about this, it's made out of a red slate. There's only like one red slate quarry like in this region, and it's somewhere in upstate New York. And he was telling me about it, like it's like those are very niche details in these homes that you just don't see anymore. And you know, a lot of this he was able to preserve, and luckily, you know, it wasn't taken out or cut up.
Yeah, because I think it's very common that you would expect places like this to just be made livable for, like,
Yeah,
tenants.
and it was crazy, like,
And not
little
preserved.
details that they took out of the homes, like for example, like the chair railing or the shelving there. You know, that wasn't there. He actually had to recreate that to match the original that's over here.
oh my God.
Yeah, I know. This was a lot of it was just a
I would have never guessed.
And then, you know, like everything was painted. Everything had like layers of paint on it. And when he started to sand it and he got down to it, he was like, holy shit, this is mahogany.
Yeah.
This is really expensive craft, you know, craft wood here that you can't really get anymore.
Yeah.
Or if you do, it's very expensive. So, you know, luckily he is a very skilled carpenter and you know, he enjoys it. He's an artist.
It's very much artist.
beautiful vision.
He does. He's got some damn good taste. Would have never known it when I first met him.
Look at the material. Hello?
But I remember him just coming in here, he was just going to redo the apartment, and he was like, hey, what are you doing? Come by here. Because I knew he was redoing the apartment, because I'd seen him redo the 3rd floor apartment, like had it gutted.
Yeah.
And I'd seen what he'd done to a friend of mine's, which she lives in now, apartment across the street, and absolutely beautiful, which I think you've seen it too, Sammy's. And we were sitting on this bay window bench over here. There's like half the room has like no floor because it had been dug up and it had been carpet glued and
Yeah.
stapled and everything. Like, he was really like elbow deep in it, and he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? He's like, what do you think about tea rooms? And I was like,
Grew up with
do
those.
it. Do it. I just
Bring
said,
me
do
back.
it.
He said, let me tell you something
Yeah,
about
I told him to do
child."
it. I told him to do it. He kind of just ran like a very vague, very loose idea about me, and I said, do it. I said it'll be phenomenal, and it was not an easy road, and there were a couple of hiccups, and he almost lost complete drive on it at one point because you got an attorney and he went MIA, and then you got another attorney and he sucked, and it was just like the ladies and the city of Bethlehem was really great with him because he went down there and I was like, well, look, you've done a lot of the work, and then another attorney was like, I don't know what you want me to do, you've done all the work.
Yeah. At that point.
Go turn in and then he went down to ask about some permits or just turn it in because we had to get it rezoned. That was like kind of the biggest hurdle in the beginning because it had been zoned for residential.
Mm-hmm.
It was no longer.
An establishment.
Yeah, you couldn't do commercial. It wasn't zoned for it, and we needed it to be mixed use because it is residential still, and then commercial. So anyways, yeah, that was a big hurdle. It was, and it was something, and there was a lot of like delay on it, and so he just kind of teetered along with it, and then the guy that lived in the apartment over there, he was like, man, I feel bad, the guy's lived here for 3 years, I'm gonna have to. And I was like, get rid of him. Because I was like, we need this entire space.
Yeah.
I was like, we can't just do this room. It's not
gonna, yeah.
It's not going to play. I can't do it. And he finally, the guy was just, he came to Rick and he was like, hey, I just want to let you know. Because he was month to month.
I'm leaving.
Rick was like,
He didn't have to give him the
he
boot.
was demoing the wall the day the guy moved out.
He's like finishing packing up.
And then
He's
it was
already
all about
demoing.
getting that last hurdle, getting that rezoning, and he and Jim, they did it. And I remember I didn't go to the meeting in person. I watched it on my phone because the city of Bethlehem puts all of their council or city board meetings online. So I watched it like
Shaking.
intently, like yelling at the screen and everything. I think it even like what's it called, mirrored it up onto the TV.
Yeah.
In my bedroom, like watching it, like you tell them. Yeah, and they did it, and then they just kept pushing through.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done a fantastic job. So
Trying to say it?
No.
what do you think?
Oh, I have another bite. I'm not sure.
Literally, I probably said this 4 times already. It literally melts in your mouth.
All right. My thoughts on this. You get like, if you look at it, there's like a fluffy, like a whip to layer on top. And then you get the cheesecake, and then there's a little like crunch on the bottom, just very light.
Oh my gosh, the graham
It's so
cracker
good.
on it is-
I was like,
It's
I know
so
you
good.
really like that, so I'll have to let you talk
everything
about it.
everything about it is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's really good.
You haven't even gotten to the blueberry yet. It's
my
okay.
tea. I need
It's only strawberry, so it's just adding more strawberry. Wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And that like, the layer on top.
And I
It's
actually
so-
did that whipped cream.
Shut up.
Yeah, I
Get
did
out
the
of my
whipped cream.
face.
I didn't do the cheesecake. We do fresh whipped cream here in house. Like we just make it fresh.
You can tell.
We don't buy it in the can. We just make it fresh.
No, you can tell.
It's so easy to make. Like, why wouldn't you just make it fresh?
And it makes such a big difference.
Everything tastes like fresh so far. Like, there hasn't been anything that like has like a particularly
Sketchy.
like not even sketchy, a particularly like harsh taste.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like usually like food
No,
does.
everything, like, you don't want, that's the thing about with a really well done afternoon tea service is you don't want any of those flavors from the tier to overpower.
Another.
You want everything to complement. Quite a few.
Can you tell me what this is again?
So this is the almond shortbread. So
Almond shortbread.
Rick's oldest daughter, Brooke, she makes this. I love it. And this is probably one of my favorites. It's so light. It's so crazy, isn't it? It's like...
I hate this place.
I know.
Everything is so good. Come on. Come on now.
It's so good, right? Like, I hate them. I was like, do you see why I pitched a fit for her to put it on the menu?
This is unacceptable.
So this is one of the ones that I like. I wouldn't normally, it wouldn't be proper etiquette for me to dip anything in my tea. But at the table...
Oh. So
However, I would absolutely do it in the morning at the, you know.
That aftertaste?
dip it. Dip it.
Yeah, I already
Dip
there's
it.
already stuff inside.
Do it in your deep voice. Dip it.
Dip it. Dip it in. Now, it's not dry. It's not dry, but dipping it in the tea really, really does it.
I know, right? A child made those. The precious child.
What's the flavor?
It's vanilla bean, Madagascar vanilla bean. She uses fresh Madagascar vanilla bean.
Wow.
You know what I'm gonna do in post? Credit together all the mms after we.
Just me.
They're all like back to back on top of each other. Put a beat behind it.
For chatting, I just ate a blackberry, and even the blackberries are perfect. Because blackberries are one of like the most tart. They're always a hit or miss.
Yeah, they really are. Blackberries are kind of in season right now. They're pretty good right now. Blueberries are too. I'm gonna catch her doing something ridiculous.
That was the best bite.
It is so.
I knew it, and I saved it because I knew. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
You can have your other half, but don't touch mine.
Oh, I ate from your half.
Okay,
This is
just
mine. No,
Just
you're
keep
right.
chipping
No,
away
this
at the
is
same
mine.
piece.
yeah.
You know, I'll do you a favor. No.
Yeah, just take it. Just take it. He doesn't
Take
need
the
it.
whole thing.
Take the whole thing.
Wow. Again, the color. Hello. The layers. It's like.
I know. She does an amazing job with those.
And then I started eating, and all of a sudden, this appetite came out of nowhere. And like
It's very appetizing.
I was full, and all of a sudden, I had just enough room for all of this.
I know.
All right, we're here in the Empire room. I love this room. I feel like we're in a professional meeting. It's great. It's a great vibe. This is the room right here. This is the one. Now, we have between the three of us quite a history of classical and jazz. I went to music school in Manhattan for cello and vocals, and that's kind of when my bass started. Kara as well has a background in classical music, jazz, as well as Sarah in classical. She played violin.
Played violin, the viola, and the cello.
Yeah, so a little of everything.
Jack of all trades.
I only
Yeah, you can say.
I only did cello. I can't. If I grab a violin, I have to play it like a cello. That's the only way it makes sense in my head.
That's funny because when I grab a cello, I play it
Like a violin.
No.
That checks out.
Yeah. My arms are a little short, so you know.
But anytime I approach music, I think because my bass is in classical, like that's where I started. That's where I learned to note read. That's where I learned to sheet read. I learned bass clef first. So the thing about it is I don't really think about that stuff now because that was the foundation for me to be able to like be creative with my music and production. So I think it was really good for me to like learn that young because it's just now something that keeps me in line with the, you know, the BPM and the key. You know, it makes sure that the music is coming across, sounding good. I don't have to think about it. So it's one less step. then you can be more creative with your writing, with the instruments you use, with all that type of stuff. So I think it's definitely a good base to have when it comes to creating any type of music or playing classical music or anything really.
And especially with classical music, it's just that little switch that, like, when you know classical, it just makes everything music-wise a little bit easier. And a lot of people do not know how to read sheet music. Don't even know how a staff is set up. Common stuff that probably when you learn music, that's the first thing you're learning out of the bat. What is a staff? How do you format it? What, like, does it go on the line, the middle, like sharps, flats? You learn all of that right in the beginning. So when you're making music or even listening to music, you can kind of get a vibe, like, this feels a little more in a minor key. It feels a little gloomier based on that. But, like, some people, they don't have that type of ear to be like, this sounds gloomy, definitely minor, like it's giving that, or this sounds bright, has to be a major key. Some people just listen to it and they just go based off of the vibe of what they're feeling in that moment. Like, this makes me feel happy.
Right.
And like to musicians, they're like, that's major key energy, like that's what it gives. Or if it's sad and whatnot.
Well, that was kind of the aim or the reason that it was produced or composed to begin with. So, like, I'm sure that with you two having such a strong musical background, you get that if you ever sat and listened to music and you can literally hear all the layers. So you can hear that one little ting, ting, ting
in the back
sound in the back of percussion, and you're like, what the hell is that? Looking around, it's literally...
And it's exactly that. Yeah. It's how people listen
Not
to
everyone hears that. Yeah, like, people are like, what are you talking about?
We were talking about that not long ago. Like, the way when me and Kara are together working on music, it's completely different than when she's, like, with her, like, dance friend.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely...
like, different brain chemistry, almost. Like, you tap into different things, and that just comes from experience and knowledge, and, like doing it for so long, having that musical background, that classical background, I should say. You know,
it's also the
listen to it
approach.
deeper.
Like, it's just the approach.
Exactly. But then when I'm with, like, dancing, or if I'm choreographing something for my students or whatever, like, I listen to it in more of a dancer aspect. I'm not looking specifically, like, how is it made, but how can I turn this thing into something physical? And it's all about that mindset. And that, honestly, I actually have a music culture and history thing about jazz, which is actually really funny that we're talking about, like, major and minor keys, because jazz is one of those genres that is just, like, you listen to it and you get, like, an almost, like, eclectic feeling. Like, it's very, sometimes even nostalgic. And that's, like, so many people love that feeling of nostalgia. Like, people really like that. And jazz is that one
that
get it. Really gives it. But the T is jazz...
Not the T.
Everyone knows that the T is jazz is not it's not a positive, like, it didn't start positive.
No.
It dates way back to the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s.
The late 19th century.
Yeah, during Jim Crow era, when everything was happening.
Like Nina, you're talking about, like, when you start getting into Nina Simone and Billie Holiday, and Billie Holiday was before Nina, but they overlapped at one point.
Strange Fruit. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I know, that's one of my favorite ones, and it's
horrible.
So horrible. It's such.
And that's how
got a horrible underline.
I even have here that it was known to be, like, jazz was a field and work song way back when.
It was about loss and heartbreak and all the struggles that
And it's made to feel like the music is not made to feel sad.
No.
It gives you a very different feeling. It's so crazy because, like, I love, like, if you listen to, like, Strange Fruit, because that's, like, such a good staple, like, jazz song. It's literally about going to, like, the trees and, like, seeing the bodies decaying, hanging on the trees. But the song,
the smell, like when she's describing that, it's horrible. The imagery. If you're familiar with that time frame, and it was very
dark.
But the music doesn't sound like, the song doesn't sound like
but
dreary.
Boy, oh boy, does she have a way of, like,
art.
Even with I'm feeling good, you know, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one, like, big thing that I saw, especially with, like, jazz that I love so much is, and again it dates back, is jazz the thing that it like specializes in, the importance of like being a good jazz performer, is the ability to do things on the spot, just improvise.
Oh, a lot of improvisation.
Feel the music, which is so, because back in the day it used to be called classical music. That was what jazz started as. But then as symphonies started becoming like more mainstream, you know, everyone like knew of the greats of Mozart, Bach, all of that. But when jazz came, it was compared to classical because you're using those same instruments in classical, same way together, but it's just giving something totally different. And as time went on, it kind of like veered off to be jazz. So it didn't start that way.
I think with music we're making now today, it's so nice because it almost feels like we're outside of those periods because we can pick and choose. We want to use elements of jazz from this time, and we want to use R&B from the 2000s and blend that, or we want to use rap music from today blended with classical. Like there's endless possibilities.
Of overlap, and it's socially acceptable also.
And like, encouraged. I think it should be. It is encouraged, and it should be.
Yeah. It you know, it was rare. Like even when Elvis Presley went on television and was doing like rock and roll, but he had that jazz and that R&B,
which was controversial at the time. Isn't it crazy?
Controversial.
Because now it's not like that.
But it evoked a feeling that you don't necessarily get from other genres,
or you didn't see before.
Yeah, I think that jazz does hit a lot of notes in those core human feelings that, like you said, like nostalgia, like when you smell something, it wakes something up in your brain. When same thing with hearing music, it just wakes something up in us that, you know, touches on some of the strongest human emotions that we hold. It really does. There's a lot of soul in jazz.
Yeah.
And even really crazy about like realizing that now is for so many decades, of course, like as like trends go, you go from like the 1950s, which was known as like the cool jazz era.
Oh yeah.
Or the 60s was the
funk
the avant-garde, like that was that era of jazz. And now, like, there is no particular, like, genre of jazz. This era that we're currently in is a fusion genre of everything in the past that we've, like, seen and been a part of, like, and all of that. And it's combined with the trends of today, which is, like, just...
There he is.
Not Texas Chainsaw.
It does kind of sound like it. I didn't really think about it sounding like a chainsaw. He'll do this again. Don't worry.
It sounded like he was running. That was Texas Chainsaw.
Interview really quick and get some video.
That's the point we're in today. So especially when it comes to like this atmosphere in this place, it's a fusion of like so many different things. Depending on like the playlist you have, you can have something a little more emotional with singing, or you can have something that literally has no words to it, that it's just the vibe and the feeling, and it creates that the fusions of so many years of doing it and bringing it here to like what you're creating with like a tea time and like everything. It's combining like almost two different cultures together.
Oh yeah, it spans continents. Honestly, I mean, it's, you know, there's, when we were talking about this podcast and you guys were telling me about picking my favorite song, and I was like, that's gonna be hard because there are quite a few songs like that we have in our quote unquote rotation of music that we play that, like, you know, if you play Claire de Lune, for example, totally different vibe than if I'm playing, let's say, Billie Holiday.
Right.
Like, just going back to that, like, totally different thing. And then sometimes I play, like, you know, some of that shag era, what's it called? That mid-1950s group, like some of that music that you heard during that era, like, and I really like that music when I'm in the Magnolia Room because it reminds, that room just reminds me of, like, that 1940s and 1960s. era.
I think what like something you do here that is really smart is that you're not playing classical music. Now, I feel like that nothing wrong with classical music, just classical. But like I feel like with tea rooms, that's kind of like when if I've never been to a tea room in my head, that's what's gonna
like
happen.
what you would hear on the set of Bridgerton or Downton
Abbey.
Very
Bridgerton soundtrack.
And that's not what those they were actually listening to, like at Downton Abbey. You know, like during that era in 1915 to 1930. Listening to that. They weren't listening to jazz. They were listening to that music of the era, the Art Deco eras, and that Gatsby era type music, and some of that silent film era. You got to think about what was going on in the world.
This pattern reminds you of a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the scallop shells.
Yeah.
That's a huge heart thing from that era.
So now with the history of jazz that I had to go on my spiel about because not talked about enough, it's kind of avoidant. A lot of people know where the origins of jazz came from, but like people choose to avoid it because of it's just like
it wasn't a good time.
It's
not
intense.
Not a great time.
Very intense, and nobody wants to talk about it. But the truth is, jazz is just so important to so many genres nowadays. It strings R&B. Strings from jazz.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of hip hop rapping and stuff like that came from when they would do the scatting back in jazz. It's strung from that. So many things that you pull from jazz way back when, even like classical, you remember when.
Oh yeah.
But like jazz specifically, it's like, oh well, jazz now is so different. Yeah, but where it started from wasn't at all where it is now.
No.
Because it's kind of like a chain effect. Like jazz was heavily affected by classical. You know, and now music today is heavily affected by jazz, R&B, which I feel like is one of the most like prevalent genres that we see in like pop music is R&B influence because it pulls from that same feeling that jazz gives, but it's different.
Same family tree.
Same tree.
Same apple fell from that same tree. Yeah. So that's the songs that we kind of have for today. Is really like how that changed atmosphere of jazz can be put into like this energy. Luke.
So I wanted to say my song is by Snow Allegra. It's Due for Love. It's actually going to cover something that we're going to talk about after we do the 3 tracks, but it samples from another song by Bobby Caldwell. So it's Won't Do for Love, which was his song. Guess I wonder where you've been. That song. She samples that part.
Yeah.
This is the.
Again, you're getting like that like orchestral.
Nice version.
Yeah. Okay. I have to say something. We can
gonna start crying?
No. Okay. Sampling. I want to say something about sampling because I know right now sampling is like very controversial, like in like the producer world.
Oh my god, it's always been controversial though. Like you remember like people were like, oh, you stole that.
Right. But this is the thing about sampling. You can really make something completely new from something old. Like you don't need to necessarily reinvent the wheel to make something that feels fresh and new, but is different. Again, like this is sampling, but it still feels like fresh and new, but it also gives you that nostalgia.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, and
so
it's a way I think to introduce newer generations or younger generations to music that maybe they would have not otherwise been exposed to or been unfamiliar with. Like, when are they ever going to hear?
Never. That's what I'm saying. Like, her audience, like, she's very, like, popular right now. Her audience is young, like 18 and under. Like, that's her audience. So to be able to,
they
think
this is a brand new song.
And, right. But that's, like, a talent, a skill, to be able to, like, do that, to sample. Alvin and the gang.
The good
Right,
thing is
yeah.
that her voice is like jazzy, like you think soulful.
It's a jazz
very
voice.
soulful.
And she knew what she was doing by doing this cover, because you don't even need to necessarily have so many jazz influences, because she had that voice that just carried it.
Yeah.
So by having that voice and knowing like I have a jazzier tone, I have a deeper, like more soulful tone.
Oh yeah.
Do a song like this from the 80s, from when like jazz influence was major.
Oh,
People are gonna be
huge.
like, "Girl, take the music out in the back. I just want to hear you." Like that voice is soulful, and I feel like that's why this song specifically works so well for her, because her tone
Yeah.
is just.
Oh
And
yeah.
I love the chipmunks at the end.
I
10
love
out of
Chipmunks.
10.
10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
I love them.
It just evokes a different feeling than the one that I remember from the 80s. It was
Yeah.
I actually have the
because I was
the 80s
alive
one
then.
queued up,
I remember
so
it.
we can hear the
They're different.
difference.
Let's see if it's stinky.
Nope.
Look at him. He's over there like, yeah, I remember this.
What do you have?
So I chose something a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
The song was recorded in the 1950s, early 1950s, I think. I might be wrong. Fact check.
Around then.
It's Edith Piaf. She was a French jazz singer. You'll know the song when you hear it for sure. She actually did the original version of Louis Armstrong's song "La Vie en Rose," which, if you've ever seen the movie WALL-E, or if any other, that movie is on so many, or that song is on so many commercials, movies. It's La Vie en Rose. Usually people are more familiar with the Louis Armstrong version where he's playing the trumpet. However, she did the original, and she actually translated it for him to work for American Vocal at the time. So she came over here and worked with him. But the song that I chose is Non, je ne regrette rien. And it's actually got tattooed on my arm. Which arm is it? Yeah.
We need a
But-
close-up of that. So
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, but it was, when you get to like college level, like advanced, like foreign languages and stuff, you have to do like biography, just like you
What does
would
it
in any
mean?
history class. So it means, no, I don't regret anything. I regret nothing.
no regrets.
No regrets. It was a crazy love affair. Like, there were fights, it nearly tore her apart, it broke her heart in half, but she doesn't regret any of it. So,
Wow,
there's
that's
so much emotion in the song, and it's all in French, but you don't even have to speak.
And with that being said, let's
It's
listen
a
to your
great
song.
song, isn't it?
I liked it because it was all gone. in
It
2
was,
seconds.
it was gone.
All right,
Okay,
time
let's-
lapse.
Let's listen.
I have to show you a video of me performing this.
Oh, you go for it. She was angry at somebody.
Yeah.
She's
So
angry.
she was like, she's talking about,
Is it a man?
yes, it is a man. It is a man.
Tales all this time.
she's talking about the heartbreak that he caused, and about how he left, and about how, everything that she felt, everything they had, it was swept away, it was crushed, and it was blown away. Her heart's on fire. Avec le tremolo.
That's an addicting.
Like, I love the La Vie en Rose, the Louis Armstrong version, and I love her version equally. But, there's just some songs that, just the right person hasn't tackled it yet.
Yeah.
But, those eyebrows she had.
There's
And
something fierce.
I did the eyebrows and everything. I was in full drag. It was great.
We're gonna have this video as a bonus at the end. Of Sarah's fingers with the eyebrows.
It was terrible.
So if you stick around to the end, you'll see that.
And we will be clipping it. Thank you.
It was great.
Clipping
So
it,
I'll have to.
highlights.
I'll
We'll
email it
highlight
to you.
it.
Oh jeez.
We'll highlight reel it. We'll zoom in.
Dude, I got like 110 in that college class because of that project, and I've recorded it. Overachiever all day long. That one was probably one of my best projects that I actually did, because I did it like with the old reel film and everything. It was great.
We may have lost with our nicheness that we just had going on here. We may have lost a couple people. We're gonna bring you back with something very popular. So this was the part that I was talking about. We're gonna go talk about a song that's modern, that has sampling in it, that's from something that was old. Alejandro by Lady Gaga. I know everybody knows that song.
Oh yeah.
The beginning of that song is sampled from, it's Hungarian. It's called Csardas Vitaro Monti. I don't know if I said that right, probably not. But it's Hungarian. And that's what Google Translate said as pronunciation. So we're gonna go with that. The beginning is actually sampled, so there's a small part in the beginning of Alejandro that uses the original sample. Do you want to pull up the original sample first?
I want you to say the original name of the song one more time.
Char dash Vitaro Monti. And that's right. You can look that up.
Sounds
You
too
can
Spanish
fact
to
check
me.
me.
That
That's not really Latino. Not Hungarian.
Dash.
Dash.
Dash was
It
the-
says, look, what does that say?
That's in the history books for sure.
Oh, it does say dash. Chardash.
Char dash Vitaro Monti.
It literally spells out dash. I thought you were just saying there was
The
a dash.
dash. Well, there is a dash, but there also
Chardash dash.
Chardash dash Vitaro Monti. And this is a violin and piano duet. It's just birds.
I realized what the creature is in the background.
That's the whole thing. That's the sample.
You're like, it's birds. I could have recorded that in my backyard.
She's literally busking in the middle of the forest. It's energy I give off.
I know you played this back in your violin days.
I could listen to that all day.
Boom.
I could
So,
listen to that all
Yeah.
day.
for anybody that's like familiar with like classical music, that's like a very like staple, common, like you know that.
It's like an early one
Mhm.
that you probably learned like a few years in.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And this is, so you'll hear the sample.
Like 3 keys higher. 2 or 3 keys higher.
I know that we are young, and I know that you may love me, but I just can't be with you like this anymore. Alejandro.
The people that sample this music and go from that to this.
Are crazy.
I mean, no, I
Out of
think
their mind.
I think that they're able to hear those missing parts that we can't. Because I'm
But-
not saying that the original's missing anything, but they're able to fill in those gaps and then literally help that song evolve into something else.
There's a bridge. I mean,
So-
I hear it there.
So what I
between the
think,
two.
what I think this is specifically what I think the why this works out is when the artist knows their own artistry, they can do stuff like this,
So you can do it.
and that's another thing that is not very commonly known is an artist with their own sound. That's not easy to find. It's really hard to find like an artist's sound because most times your sound ends up being somebody else's, like that you heard or you took from, and then it's just your carbon copying, and it's not your sound. It's this person reminds me of this person. When you're an artist and you have your own sound, you can think in that
You think
space
totally different than
There's
anyone
been
of
that
the
is
other
your
people
own.
do.
Exactly.
Doing here, but making something like this approachable. This is what people see like on television, afternoon tea. Like most people have never been to afternoon tea here. I mean, it's something that I think commonly we hold on to it in the southeastern United States, because we hold on to a lot of those old European and British traditions that they didn't really necessarily hold on to up here. But um, it's we've taken something that's a very traditional older concept, and we've made it approachable, and we've made it available.
Yeah.
So our spotlight plugin for today is going to be Little Altar Boy. This plugin is from Sound Toys, and this is for $99. You can get it anywhere online, $99. What this plugin does, I would say this is one of my go-to plugins for any production. You hear it in everything. So what it does is you can change the format and the pitch of your audio signal. So when you're recording a vocal, all you do is record regular, and you put this on. The only thing I will tell you, if you are recording an Ableton or any other DAW, it does make about 2,000 samples of latency. So I always recommend recording first and putting on the plugin after. After this video, I'm going to attach the 5-minute demo. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this plugin, how to use it, and what it could look like in a little 3-minute demo. So I'll attach this now. All right, welcome back to the Ableton session. Today we're going to talk about the Little Altar Boy. I'm going to go over what we're working with here in the beat, and then kind of how the plugin works, some examples of how it sounds on different types of layers. This is kind of what we have for the beat. And then with the vocals before the Little Altar Boy, this is what we have. I see you running for a fade, boy. You ain't got nothing on this case, oh no. You looking silly with your teeth not bright. And let you bet I'm calling all the. So it's pretty much just a higher octave, a low octave, which is what we're going to be playing with for the Little Altar Boy. And then there's some ad-libs near the end of it, and right and left harmony stack. So I just want to solo this so we can hear what it does. I'm going to put it in the middle so we can hear it, but it's going to be panned a little bit to the left. I see you running for a fade, boy. You ain't got nothing on this case, oh no. So I want to just play with, well, let's go through what it has first. There's some different settings it has: hard tune drive, modern double. I have it on low octave double. There's a rich fifths, which is really nice. Some of the knobs here, it has pitch, so this is gonna change the pitch. Format kind of changes like the tone, I guess you could describe format as. And then it has the drive and the mix to the total signal. So if we solo it and we play with the mix, you can hear what it sounds like. I see you running for a fade, boy. You ain't got nothing on this case, oh no. You looking silly with your teeth not bright. I'm calling all the shots out the Maserati. Got your girl feeling hella naughty. Flying out from the hard up the closet. You wishing on my time, better show the wallet. You know I am it. And then if we play with the pitch a little bit, this is kind of what it sounds like. I see you running for a fade, boy. You ain't got nothing on this case, oh no. You looking silly with your teeth not bright. And like you bet, I'm calling all the shots out the Maserati. Got your girl feeling hella naughty. Fuck, I was swinging hard up the closet. You wishing on the time, better show the wallet. You know I am it. So I think you can hear how this can be really cool if you use it in moderation, kind of not too much. I really think like the way I had it before, I just had it at like -1. The pitch, I kind of try to keep that either at 0 or -12, because it's going to change the note, and then that's you know, I mean, it could be cool if that's like a sound you're looking for, but in general, I kind of try to stay away from that. This kind of, I like the drive when it's maybe like 0 to like 25. Any more than that, it gets really gritty and like the drive is like kind of a lot. So I think that's kind of a sweet spot. And then it really just depends on the mix. Honestly, the lower the better. It really just adds a certain feeling to the mix, without like doing too much or being too distracting. But it's that nice kind of low sound that you hear in tracks. That's that like monster deep sound. So yeah, that's kind of what it does. You know I own it. I see you running for a big boy. You ain't got nothing on this case, no, no. You looking silly with your teeth not right. You bet, I'm calling it. Yeah, so it's a really cool plugin. Yeah, I think it's great. I use this a lot. Again, in moderation, less is more, and it'll take you a long way, especially if you kind of do some good layerings in your tracks and stuff like that. I kind of want to solo it without the top end so we can hear what that's like. I see you running for a big boy. You ain't got nothing on this case, oh no. You looking silly with your teeth not right. I'm calling all the shots out the Maserati. Got your girl feeling hella naughty. Full gas, swing hard up, sit the closet. You wasting all my time, better show that wallet. You know I own it. Yeah, really cool. I love this one. Definitely check it out. Yeah, love it.